Leonid Radvinsky, the Ukrainian-born entrepreneur who owned the controversial and highly profitable creator site OnlyFans, has died of cancer at the age of 43. Following a murky early career, Radvinsky amassed billions, with Forbes reporting his daily earnings from OnlyFans as $1.9 million. On Monday, an OnlyFans spokesperson confirmed to Forbes that Radvinsky passed away, quote, peacefully after a long battle with cancer. Radvinsky purchased OnlyFans in 2018, transforming the fan subscription service that lets users pay for exclusive content from creators from a niche website to a hugely popular business, which Forbes reported was making him $1.9 million per day in 2024.
All right, everyone. Unless you've been hiding under a rock for the past week or so, most of you know that this man passed away recently, okay? His name is Leonid Radvinsky, 43, as you already know. He died from cancer. And there's one thing I would like to say before I get started, and caveat. This man actually died days before they announced it. And I'm sure this was to keep the business going, so that way there was no big interruption or, any kind of break in everybody doing what they need to do. And I think that was smart. So in actuality, he was already deceased days before. Smart business move. I don't know if that was his decision or the board of, the business of OnlyFans, but I think that was actually a smart idea. But back to this gentleman here. And relatively young, at 43 years old, he died from a cancer battle, and my condolences to his family. I want to start saying this. I saw a plethora of male content creators on YouTube and other platforms, X, IG, other places, that were demonizing this man upon his untimely death. And I want to say this right here. This man did not purchase this company for it to turn into what it is today. They say he purchased this in 2018. The OnlyFans platform actually, I believe, started in 2016 before he took it over. And in the beginning of this platform, it was, of course, for everybody to take advantage of, to sell their, online product to the masses, to the world.
Message!
It wasn't just for women to do debaucherous things, get paid for it. It was for anybody, for me, for you, the cook, the gymnast, the singer, the artist, whatever it is that you do, you can put it on OnlyFans. Y'all do understand, for those of y'all that are watching this, that somehow demonize this man. You know that OnlyFans isn't just for the women, right? And it also did not start out that way. It is not his fault. I know I'm ranting here, but it is not his fault that women decided that chose his platform to do this. Because, they could have chose a Patreon or Instagram subscribers or, Snapchat, private Snapchats or, things like that. Oh, I forgot. They do choose that. They are using that.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Ain't no way.
So,
Ain't no fucking way.
I would ask to the men out there that are demonizing this man upon his death, give this man some respect. All right? He did not choose for that platform to turn into that. But he wasn't going to shop from the money, and I wouldn't have either. If I bought this company in 2018, and you know what? During the pandemic, women said it was too hard, or they was getting laid off because of their job wasn't essential. They ended up having to stay home. They said, you know what? I'm losing my house, my car. I can't feed my kids. My husband don't love me no more because I quit my job. I lost my job. And so, what's the easiest thing I can do to make money, to keep money going through my house? So, you know what? I'm going to sell box.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Who am I as Mr. Radvinsky to say, you know what, Blade, don't use my platform, go somewhere else? I'm taking the money too, right? And now upon his untimely demise, he was a multi-billionaire. And you would do it too if you owned this platform, okay? We cannot blame the man, which it wasn't his fault, by the way, in my opinion. We can't blame the man who owns the platform that, you're adding to, the degeneracy of the world. And then at the same time, blame the women for taking advantage of the platform, right? And being debaucherous as they would be, because that's the easiest thing they can do to monetize themselves and make money outside of going to work, which you don't want them to do, right? As being traditional, all that you don't want them to do. You want them to go home and, blah, blah. Stop it. Okay? You can't have it both ways. Either blame the women for taking over the platform or blame this guy, which you shouldn't blame him because it's not his fault. Moving on. OnlyFans owner Leonid Ravinsky dies at age 43. This is from the BBC. Sorry for the rant, y'all, but I saw that out there in social media and I had to call it out. I'm sorry, y'all. It's too many of y'all blame this man for, in my opinion, no good reason. Y'all want to blame the women for being OnlyFans creators, but then you want to blame him for the platform, which, again, not his fault, right? They would have chose, if it wasn't OnlyFans, they would have chose a different platform, which they're already monetizing all the platforms. This one's just the most popular, but they're using all of them. So we're going to blame Instagram now? Are we going to blame Snapchat? Are we going to blame Facebook? Are we going to blame Patreon and locals and the internet in general? No, we're not, because you also monetize yourself on social media. You just don't use your body. And if you could, you would. I would. If people would pay to see my dong on the internet, guess what? You're gonna see a whole lot of it. Anyway, the owner of OnlyFans, a site known for its adult content, is credited with the revolutionizing of the online porn industry, had died at the age of 43. Leonid Ravinsky, who was born in Ukraine and grew up in Chicago, had purchased the company in 2018 from its two UK-based founders, OnlyFans said. The site's popularity surged during the COVID-19 pandemic, landing him on the Forbes annual list of billionaires just 3 years later. Quote, he passed away peacefully after a long battle with cancer, OnlyFans confirmed in a statement which asked for privacy for his family. Founded in 2016, OnlyFans is a social media platform where creators can post videos and photos and charge subscribers for tips or an online monthly fee. Anybody can take advantage of this platform. Anybody. Some of you creators, some of you male creators online have an OnlyFans account. Guess what? So you can sell your content. All right. I'm sorry, but this really kind of triggered me. Just see this guy catching all this heat upon his entire demise. I mean, are we really gonna blame this guy for women doing what they would naturally do anywhere? I mean, 10 years ago, it'd been a street. 20, 30 years ago, it was a street corner, right? Now it's OnlyFans. It's not this guy's fault. We're going 20 years, 30 years, 40 years ago, you would have blamed the freaking street corners for them you would have blamed the city for the women being able to stand out there and do what they do. Huh? Creators share a range of content from cooking to fitness videos, but it's best known for its prawn and the way it encourages creators and fans to connect through live streams, personalized messages, and direct requests for custom-made photos and videos. By the way, the same content strategy that they have, anybody could have. But of course, us men are thirsty. All right. Which again, isn't the OnlyFans owner's fault. If it anything, it's our fault for buying it, right? But guess what? Women are young and fertile. Women have the advantage, as far as physical beauty. Men have the advantage when it comes to money. Guess what? Both of them are willing to give it up. Women are willing to give up their freaking whatever dignity they have, whatever to make money, and men are willing to give up their dignity to pay for said service. Okay, that's just the way it is. In return for hosting the material, OnlyFans takes a 20% share of all payments. The company generated $1.4 billion in revenue. Where is it? From more than 7 billion transactions. Oh, I'm sorry, that's euros. From more than 7 billion euros transactions that had more than 377 million subscribers in 2024, according to its most recent company house filings. I'm sorry, y'all, for y'all Friday viewing pleasure, but I got to call this out. I'm sorry. About 4.6 million creators were posting to the site that year, it said. The boom in size and popularity under Radvinsky's ownership also brought scrutiny from lawmakers and regulators over its adult content. In 2024, British regulators launched an investigation into whether there were people of not legal age accessing the site, an issue that the company at the time blamed on a technical issue. Yes, that was a flaw, but we are dealing with the online system, so it's bound to be flawed from time to time, unfortunately. Ofcom ultimately dropped the probe, but it fined the firm about 1 billion euros. That's a lot of money. 1 million euros, for failing to respond accurately to its request for information about the measures it had in place to check the age of its users, who in theory must be 18 or over. Several years prior, the platform had been accused of failing to deal with illegal content, including, wood chipper material. Amid increased pressure and scrutiny over its content, OnlyFans outlined plans in August of 2021 to stop allowing the spicy material on its platform. However, it dramatically U-turned on the proposal days later after the plans were met with intense backlash from users and its adult performers. Yes, I believe I covered that as well. They were going to kick all the creators off the platform that were monetizing off of spicy material. But guess what? The majority of their platform at that time was spicy material. So kicking them off the platform would have tanked the entire business, I suspect. And so like, you know what? On second thought, let's not do that, which was smart. The company has also been involved in legal fights with users, including some who felt scammed after learning the chats they thought were having with OnlyFans creators were actually handled by low-paid third parties. Well, you can thank, what's his name? Andrew Tate for that, because what happened was that these people thought they were actually talking to the women, when really they were talking to, whoever their handler was, whoever their manager was. They weren't talking to her. Most of these people, they were actually talking to another man. But again, because we know how thirsty men are, they were able to have the right conversation with you to get you to buy women off of the platform. To help monetize the women on the platform. Yes, indeed. Radvinsky graduated with an economics degree from Northwestern University and most recently lived in Florida, according to his website. Forbes estimated his net worth at $4.7 billion. Let me put some respect on that. He had been exploring a sale of OnlyFans last year. He was, yes indeed. As well as OnlyFans, he invested in the tech companies via a Florida-based venture capital firm, Leo.com. I believe the company that he ran or that he was a part of, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's in here. I think the name of the company was some type of another cam site he was running. I forgot what the name of it was. He was running another cam site in addition to OnlyFans. So the guy was making money off of the women, yes, and the men. And I mean, what's wrong with that, right? His philanthropy included donations to the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, according to his website. Well, again, unfortunately, my man's not here anymore. And to be honest with you, some of you freaking, meathead RP ninjas are dragging this man his untimely death. But I mean, like I said before, if it wasn't OnlyFans, it would have been a different platform. I mean, we might as well throw the whole internet away in that case, because like most people, us normies on the ground here know now, this is only going to progress more and more, get, if you want to say, worse and worse as the years and the decades go by, right? I mean, look at, we got robots now. We have to start having female robots. I mean, we already got AI girlfriends. This right here, OnlyFans, really just a tip of the iceberg, because these are actually human people they're trying to talk to or buy pictures and videos off of. We're about to go into a whole new era here real soon with AI and robots and androids, whatever you want to call it. This is just the tip of the iceberg. You feel me? So let this man rest in peace. If you don't like the OnlyFans platform, don't blame the owner. Blame the women that are on there. Blame the men that are paying for it. But leave this guy out of it. He made money, and you had too if you own this platform. So there's that. Rant over. And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about the passing of this 43-year-old man that owned $1 billion platform. Would you have taken advantage of this as well if it was you? And do you actually think that him alone aided in the degeneracy of society? Or was it already headed that way and it took a global virus just to speed it up? Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section. And please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell. We're out of the door. And as I always do, because that's my job here on YouTube, right? So I hope y'all enjoy my rant. You know why? Because reality checks are free. See you next time.